I've had my first root rot on a trichocereus in my collection. This is from the pachanois that I was a bit disappointed in. I used this as a grafting stock, and this is another one that I chopped in the past. It had a very low yield as well. It actually yielded 0 salts on my extraction. So the pachanois that I have, other than one specific clone, has been 0 yielding, but this one has stalled for quite a bit. The new growth did start, so I was a bit surprised that it had some root rot. And I just chopped it. It's not a big deal. And this one, the second pachanoi, stalled for quite a few months already, so I just ended up chopping it as well, since I don't have room for weak genetics. So this one, I would actually toss the rootstock, but I'll be placing it into a much grittier soil mix. Since it's already grafted and it's taken well, I'll leave this in my collection for now. And I decided to repot the 2 trichocereus that I had in this group planter. I repotted the mother of this graft, a very blue pachanoi or peruvianus, and it's definitely a much distinctive blue than all of my other pachanois. But I don't know the yield, and it's quite slow growing, so I just grafted this just because it looks nice. But this is a graft. I'm keeping it in this planter, and I'll be placing the pachanoi trichocereus bridgesii crest graft in here once it's calloused enough. And then here's the planter. Everything else has done quite well. The pachanois or peruvianus, they have struggled since the beginning. They do have a nice girth to them, diameter, compared to the others, but I don't know, in general they're struggling quite a bit. But in the same exact planter, same exact watering, nutrient and everything, the bridgesii are doing pretty well. And here are the 2 that are replanted in its place. A bridgesii that's slow growing. If it keeps this very thin growth, I actually like it. And the very blue pachanoi or peruvianus, however you want to identify it. So I just dug the hole and kept the root as intact as possible. And then I obviously chopped it down, and you saw the after effect. And yeah, I'm pretty surprised, since bridgesii are usually known for being water sensitive. My mix is fairly mineral rich, I guess you can say that. There is a small water log, but I've never had an issue with a large planter like this. So it's specific to those, well, to that specific pachanoi clone. And yeah, the pachanois in general just haven't done well in my collection for some reason. And everything else is doing well. There's already a new pup. So just on the second thought, the only thing I can think of that would cause this possible issue is I should have waited one more week to begin watering and fertilizing. After a very, very hot week where I ended the drought period that I induced, there was a cold spell and we had an entire week with barely any sun, and temperatures did not surpass around 60 Fahrenheit. So that's the only possible thing that may have contributed to the root rot of this singular trichocereus. But everything else, I mean, there is a variation in the location and potting soil, but the entire planter is fine. I checked closer to the bases, so that's the only thing. It maybe just wasn't able to handle the cold temps with wet roots. But hopefully these will do well. They're now in a much larger space, so they can hopefully grow better. And I'm actually a bit excited for this one. I do plan to test to see if it will remain in my collection, but I think even a low yielding Peruvianus, I'll keep this one since I like the very, very blue skin.